Carolina Insider is presented by Wells Fargo.
2020 Carolina football came to a close, not the result the Tar Heels wanted in the Orange Bowl, with Texas A&M finishing with 21 unanswered points in the final 10 minutes to sneak away with a 14-point victory, but still a very encouraging performance from the Tar Heels in that game, and so many things to be excited for in the future for Tar Heel football. Adam Lucas and I sat down to talk a little bit about Carolina, the Orange Bowl, and the future of Tar Heel football.
The Orange Bowl, what a highlight, what a night for Carolina football. Obviously didn't end the way the Tar Heels wanted, but everything other than the outcome, it feels like Carolina football got out of that game what it needed. It got a national showcase. It got basically an exclusive window of a national television commercial for Carolina football. Young players played well. Big name players who played well. I think the Tar Heels got what they needed in their first ever Orange Bowl appearance.
And Adam, some really exciting moments, with some of those young players. Josh Downs had 2 touchdowns in the game. Eugene Asante making just his second start as a Tar Heel and his first without Chaz Surratt as a part of the team. And he was all over the field. 16 of the 17 players who made a tackle are coming back next season for Carolina football. So, yeah, it was a loss on the scoreboard, but it felt like a win for the evening for Carolina.
Really excited about that defense. It felt more like maybe a preseason game for the 2021 season than a postseason game for the 2020 season, if that makes any sense. The defense did give up 41 points, but I think you saw enough individual success there to feel like that's a group that's going to be good. And I think on the offensive side, of course, you already knew about Sam Howell, but that offensive line that opened up such great holes for Javonte Williams and Michael Carter all season long proved they can do pretty similar things without them carrying the ball. And they're all coming back next year. So I think a lot of excitement on the offensive side as well, but the focus, of course, will be on the defense.
So, Adam, that does conclude the 2020 Carolina football season. Mack Brown on social media this week reaching out to Carolina fans. It's been, of course, a unique season for everybody in college football, but Carolina so excited about the present, the future, and of course, Tar Heel fans are a big part of that.
Man, how nice would it have been to be able to have full houses at Kenan Stadium for this team? Coming off last year when every seat was sold, would have loved to have had everybody there, but certainly looking forward to next year. Got a great schedule.
Sam Howell had a solid game in the Orange Bowl, including 3 touchdowns. And Adam, those 3 touchdowns now has Sam Howell up to 68 for his career. As you see there on the graphic, that already ties him with Darian Durant for the most in Carolina football history. It is also, Adam, the most for any ACC sophomore in history as well. Sam passed in the game against Texas A&M, passed Jameis Winston and Trevor Lawrence to earn that mark, and certainly an exciting time for Sam Howell. His career continues to be a special one.
I know it's a different era of football, but if you had traveled back in time to the Darian Durant era and said, someone's going to come into Chapel Hill and throw the same number of touchdowns as Darian Durant, but he's going to do it in 2 seasons,
yeah.
I would have thought that person was probably sent from Mars or something, but here we are, and he's got a whole nother year to put that record out of reach.
30 touchdowns this season for Sam Howell, tied for the second most ever in a single season for Carolina, well behind the leader in that category, Sam Howell, from last year when he had 38 for the Tar Heels. Adam also mentioned this was the last game of the year, but with football, it really is a year-round thing now. And I thought this post from Carolina football after the game, it said just the beginning. And that's kind of the feeling right now. And you can see this is a team that was very, very close. I believe that's Brian Anderson who's in the embrace with Sam Howell. And man, it's just, yeah, it didn't go the way you wanted, but you don't feel like that was a period. You feel like it was a ... for Carolina football.
2 former podcasts. Another thing about that picture that stands out, man, the throwback uniforms look great in the Orange Bowl.
Also, some good news for Carolina when we're talking about this upcoming season that they learned this week that their starting tight end, Garrett Walston, will be back. Originally, Garrett had not said that he was going to take advantage of the extra year provided by the NCAA due to COVID, but now Walston changing his mind. He will return. Terrific news to give you a veteran at that position for Carolina next season. Also, Tamon Fox, Mack Brown said on Monday that Tamon is still considering it, that he may return as well. Of course, earlier, Tyrone Hopper, Bo Corrales, Grayson Atkins all announced that they would also be taking advantage of that extra year of eligibility and returning for Carolina.
We can make that happen, definitely.
This looks great.
We'll bring it and have
Getting through the morning meeting